As a liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship in today's day and age, who is not a conservative. A man who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to open your door, who has that want and desire to take care of you and to provide, who is not a conservative. And obviously, as a liberal woman, I do want to be respected for my independence. And I do want to have my own autonomy in the relationship and not be confined or conform to the traditional female homemaker, childbearing role. And most of the men that I've dated who do have that more natural provider masculinity about them are normally conservative. So I don't really know what to do because I don't want to compromise my morals and values just to find a man. But am I asking to have my cake and eat it too?
Welcome to the CWC podcast. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us in the home of entrepreneurship, modern dating, current events, politics, cryptocurrency, and a lot of other things. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. What are we talking about today? First of all, thanks to all of you who have subscribed to the channel in the last week. We picked up several subscribers on the last couple of videos that we released. We're up to 175 subscribers now. We appreciate it very much. If you have not subscribed yet, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a great deal, especially a small channel like ourselves. It's hard to gain traction on YouTube. The algorithm's pretty tough. So if you can like and subscribe to the channel, then we really appreciate it. It helps us grow and help you bring more content to the masses and help us learn from each other and have more fun with each other as we've been doing. With that out of the way, you saw the clip in the beginning. Now, I'm a little bit late to the party on that particular clip. I think it came out a week or two ago. That young lady's name is Miss Petch, I believe it is. She's I guess a fairly popular TikToker, whatever that means, right? Whatever you have to do to be a TikToker. But she put that video out, basically complaining about the problem that she's having finding a suitable mate. That particular clip was very interesting to me because I'm hearing those exact same complaints from a lot of women that I talk to, right? So there seems to be this dichotomy going on where women are they want to find a guy who's more traditional and a guy who believes in chivalry and treating his woman like a queen and open a door, pull out the chair, pay the check, all the traditional things that now we're told are toxic masculinity. That the feminists somehow put that in everybody's brains. So women started running with that hook, line, and sinker, right? And they started like pushing away from the traditional gender roles and all this stuff because they feel like it puts them in a box and then they can't do this and they can't do that. And oh my God, and I need to be able to do everything that I want to do in the relationship. I don't want a man telling me what to do and all these things, right? But what's happening is now that women have kind of gotten their way and men have stepped back and said, okay, cool. You guys don't want chivalry, fine, we're out, right? All the gentlemen have stepped out of the game. So now you guys are left with basically what's left. I don't find this as being that confusing. I really don't understand why women are confused by this. So that's why I wanted to do a quick video today and just kind of discuss it with you, ladies, in particularly. Like, are these some of the struggles that you're running into? Because I can tell you again from personal experience. I've spoken to, I talk to a lot of people for when I do content preparation for the show. I speak to a lot of different people just to kind of get ideas and things that I want to cover and get kind of real world firsthand stats from people, right? Like not just relying on what you see on social media, because a lot of that stuff I think is just clickbait. I think a lot of people just, as a matter of fact, I think on TikTok, I think probably a good portion of those people are quite simply just looking for attention. So they just want to go out there and they'll post something totally ridiculous just to get the trolls to come in and that's part of their life, right? I kind of got that from a lot of people that I've noticed. Like, again, I'm an older guy, so the social media stuff is still kind of new to me. But that's what I think a lot of these platforms basically are for, is just people that are just looking for attention. Like, that's really all it is a lot of women on these platforms, specifically TikTok, that they just post stuff from their cars, just random thoughts, things like that. And a lot of it comes off as extremely annoying to me. But apparently these people have big audiences. So there's people who are looking forward to hearing this stuff, right? So it is what it is. So with that being said, now I see this stuff and then I kind of compare it to what I get in the real world conversations with people that I speak to. And I'm hearing a lot of the same things. So it is a bit of a barometer for society, I think. At least some of the stuff that you see out there. So this particular topic, which because everybody knows, once again, I'll say it for the millionth time, I'm a classic man, right? I say that all the time, right? I'm a classic man. So I'm very traditional in that way. Like I said, I learned that. I picked that up from my father, my mother. My father was a traditional marriage. That's how my father treated my mother. And to me, that's the way that it needs to be. If it's a woman that I'm dealing with, that's how it's going to be. So if you're a woman that wants to deal with me, if you don't like a gentleman, if you don't like a man that's going to treat you like a lady, pull the chair, pay the check, open the door, don't talk to me. That's cool. That's fine. I mean, I had no problem with that. I mean, again, most of the women that I meet anyway want those things done for them, right? So it's it's kind of a weird dichotomy that's happening. But that particular young lady's story did resonate because I hear that a lot, especially from a lot of the younger girls that I talk to. Is a lot of these guys that they're talking to, these guys haven't really been raised with any kind of gentleman traits, right? They probably were there if they did come from. So maybe some of them came from single mother households. They didn't have a father there to really instill those things, or maybe they did have a father who he just also was raised, in potentially an overly liberal household where things were just kind of like let run amok, right? There's no real, because a lot of the people who are so far on one side of the spectrum, they believe that anything that you say that a woman should do in the home is putting her into a box or giving her, assigning her a role or a task. Or it, to me, it seems like be a semantics issue, because in reality, like I think it's just I think it's much ado about nothing. If I'm being totally honest with you, I think what's happening is that the feminists have pushed so hard for this equality thing, right? So women started to take it literal, like, okay, equality means that we all have to do exactly the same thing. Is that what's going on? Like if you're in a relationship, we both must be doing exactly the same thing all the time, or else it's not equal. Is that what it is? Because in reality, like some of this stuff, like let me give you a personal example. So I met this young lady and we're talking, this and that. We go out for lunch. We're sitting down talking, breaking the ice, right? And here's what I noticed. She's young, she's younger. I think, she's late 20s. She tells me that just based on some of the things the way I was answering questions about things that are going on in modern society, I noticed that if I wasn't like drinking the liberal Kool-Aid, like hook, line, and sinker, like if I wasn't going all the way with that narrative, if I disagreed with any of that, that made me conservative, or that made me, in some cases, right wing, right? Like some things, like they'll push it all the way out there. Like so, if you don't agree with their preconceived notion of how the society should be and these progressive ideals and all these different things, if you don't agree with all of that, that makes you, oh my God, you're so conservative. I can't deal with a conservative man, right? That's what I'm saying. There seems to be this kind of like all these barriers that have been put up by people on the political left and right that are creating these narratives that really don't exist. When in reality, I think most women would prefer to be treated like a lady. Like if I'm wrong, ladies, leave in the comments, tell us, like, do you really, when you say that you want to, like this whole boss babe thing, which we've talked about before, I think a lot of that's just shtick. I think a lot of that's just women that are just, a lot of them just want to hear themselves talk. They want to sound important. They want to go out here and say, oh, yeah, I'm a boss babe. Ain't no man going to tell me what to do. He walks behind me. I don't walk behind him. No man wants a woman like that anyway. I'm just going to tell y'all that right now, ladies. So if you are one of those ladies, keep doing what you're doing. Keep being that, that woman that just consistently is critiquing her man, and he's got to do this and he's got to do that, and if he doesn't do this, and listen, 99% of the men I know don't want anything to do with a woman like that. Nothing at all. So it doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter what your career title is. It doesn't matter how many degrees that you have framed in mahogany on your wall. It does not matter. The man is not impressed. That's the reality. You could be the prettiest woman in the world, but if you are a combative woman that constantly is just critiquing and belittling, and I mean, my goodness, you can't even go to the store without complaining about something, right? On the way to the store, you're complaining, right? You're complaining about this. You get to the store, you're complaining about, oh my God, what's that? They don't have this. Oh my God, the price is too high on that. Oh my God, dude, nobody wants to deal with a woman like that. Take it from me. Now, men may tolerate that in the short term because he's trying to get in your pants, right? So he may tolerate that in the short term, and he may conform and bow down to you in some ways just to get in your pants. Once he accomplishes that, he's out in most cases. So it's very interesting, just because that particular video, again, it kind of lines up with what I'm hearing from a lot of ladies that I talk to and doing research. They all say the same thing. Well, the guys that I'm attracted to don't share the same values that I do. And then the guys that I'm not so attracted to seem to lock up and line up with the things, with the way that I see the world. But I don't want those men because they're too this, they're too that. They tend to be soft. They tend to be what we call soy boys. They tend to be, a lot of people call them white knights. Because what happens is a lot of those guys really don't know what they stand for. They really don't have any ideals. They really don't have any values. They don't really have anything established, so they're just kind of going off of whatever you are saying because it's the easiest path to get you to allow them into the sheets. That's what I believe. Now, I could be wrong. Hey, let me know. Share information in the comments. I could be totally wrong, but that's kind of what I'm seeing and what I'm just hearing in regular like feedback from people that I talk to, particularly ladies that I talk to. So the men who tend to be more conservative, right? Like my friend said, I do agree with gender roles, right? But that doesn't mean that if you're in a relationship with me, then that means that you must do you're in the house, you're the woman, right? So you must do the cooking and the cleaning, and and I'm not never going to do it. That's not what it means. See, that to me is where things are getting blurred. If a man does have conservative traditional values when it comes to his family, then yeah, he's going to want his wife to conform to some of those values, right? Just like the woman's going to want the man to provide and protect and do the things for the family. Of course, he's going to want you to be a homemaker, at least to some degree. But a lot of these liberal women, they don't want to cook, they don't want to clean, they don't want to do anything. They want to literally, they want to order Uber Eats or DoorDash every night. Put freaking Tyson's chicken nuggets in the microwave for their children. And they want to lay on the couch and watch Netflix and drink wine. They don't want to do anything else, is the reality of it. A lot of them are just lazy, is the reality. So they'll take whatever narrative and apply it to whatever makes them more comfortable, right? Most men are not going to want to deal, or most high value men. There's a lot of simps that'll deal with anything because they can't get any other women anyway. So they have to go with whatever that woman is demanding them to do. Women don't really like guys like that. They'll deal with them just so that they're not alone, but they'll cheat on that guy every day of the week with another conservative man. That's the mind bend of it all, right? Because they'll deal with a dude like that, right? But then they'll turn around and cheat on him with the masculine man at work. I've seen it 1,000 times. I've seen it 1,000 times. And there's a bunch of you right now nodding like, yeah, he's right about that. I've seen that a bunch of times. You probably know somebody right now that probably in a relationship thinks that everything's hunky dory. The man has no idea that his woman is doing monkey double backflips on the back end. He has no idea. Okay. We've seen it. We've seen it. You've seen it. I've seen it. Everybody's seen it. And people try to act like, oh my God, who would do something like that? Come on. Y'all all know, y'all have seen it. Okay. We're all adults here. Let's be honest. So my thoughts on it are very simple. I think women, again, I think they're American women here in the West. They're overcomplicating things. They're on social media too much. They're reading too. I looked at a few videos of that girl's page. She's on the internet too much. She just cut, like, she's got information overload. There's all these things going through her brain, right? Because I get it. These girls are addicted. They're addicted to social media. And then if they're watching the mainstream media as well, now they've got a double influx of a lot of misinformation, right? That is not really reality, but they start to believe it's reality, right? And then they end up saying, "Oh my God, I'm going on all these dates and I can't meet the right guy." She's probably got a laundry list of check boxes that the guy has to meet, right? Like, she's like, so you're never really going to find a guy that fits into that box, really, right? You'll be on TikTok forever making videos. She'll be 1,000 years old. I can't seem to find the man that shares the same values. Not, you know what I'm saying? And it'll be another woman behind her posting the same things. So you tell me, I know what I believe it is. I believe that it's just people overcomplicating things and overthinking things, and rather just looking and focusing in on what really would make them happy. They're trying to conform to all these ideals and all these standards and all these things that society tells them that they're supposed to look for. Listen, I can tell you this from my perspective, and men that the high value men that I know that are either in relationships, married, or looking to get into a relationship, their criteria list for their woman is not that long. It's pretty small, actually. They just want a woman that they're attracted to, a woman that's loyal to them, a woman that he wants to wrap his arms and put his umbrella around and take care of her. She has no worries if she's with him. That's the other thing, that a lot of these ladies don't understand, because they get a guy like that and he says, "Okay, I got you." A lot of those women don't know how to take that. That's what I've seen. Like, a lot of them don't know, because they think, "Oh my God, I'm giving away my autonomy, and I'm going to be barefoot and pregnant. And no, my God, you're overthinking it. You're overthinking it." Most of the men I know, they demand to pull the chair. They demand to pay the first check, or they demand to, they're not asking you to split 50-50 on stuff. I mean, that most of the men that I know, I mean, again, I'm about to be 46. Or the older side, I'm approaching 50, right? So I'm not, I don't know what's going on in the younger generation, right? Well, at least I can tell. I think I see what's going on. It seems to be a bunch of this whole equality thing has made it into the dating pool. So now all the guys are like, "Okay, we're all equal. Then I'm not pulling no chair. I'm not paying no bills. I'm not doing nothing." And then the women are like, "Well, I don't feel special anymore." But is that what you asked for? I mean, this is what you guys keep asking for. So what is it that you want, right? Do you want those guys, those soft dudes that are going to just let you run amok, let you go on girl trips to Cancun and bust it wide open? Because that's what y'all be doing when y'all go over there. I've heard plenty of stories of other content creators, trust me, that I've spoken to, that they've seen the girl trips, and half of them girls are wives, and they over there busting it wide open in Cancun. So you want a man that'll allow you to do that, while at the same time he's paying all the bills and taking care of the household and everything. Like, is that what it is? Like, do you just want that? Like, do you want just a total advantage of, maybe just take total advantage of the guy? He pays for everything, he does everything, and he lets me go do whatever I want. That's what it sounds like to me. I could be wrong. You let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe to the channel. Tell us what you think in the comments. We got more content coming. Obviously, my sister's not here today. She's actually moving this weekend. So, that's always a pain in the booty. So she's taking care of that. Good luck to Amina on that. I think she's probably wrapping up today. I think she should be actually with her new keys and everything. So I'll give her a buzz. Thank you for being here. We'll talk next time. Peace.